That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, that's our screenshot. That'll be on YouTube.
That's called a fun dip.
That's right.
That's called a fun dip?
Oh my gosh, the fun dip. You got 2 flavors. For those of you just tuning in, we're talking about drinking the Kool-Aid. And I had said that I drank so much Kool-Aid that I drank it straight.
I
don't even add water. You just lick your finger and put it in the packet. And Tammy said that was called a
fun dip.
Fun dip because it was like this container and it came with a sweet tart stick. And you would lick the sweet tart stick and then dip the stick into one of 2 flavors of Kool-Aid. And then you'd lick the stick. Which was the sweetheart candy stick. Okay. And it had Kool-Aid powder on it. I loved those. I think it came with like grape and cherry. So it was like a 3-compartment thing.
Thank you, Sharon. Sharon said we look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You're so nice. When I came to America, I was 9, and there was this stuff called Tang.
Oh yeah, Tang. The astronauts drink it.
You sure that wasn't a celebrity endorsement? Did they drink Tang up at the moon in the astronauts' rocket ships? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was exposed to.
Tang is America's instant breakfast drink.
Are you doing a commercial? She knows so many commercials. It's so weird.
Or was that Quick?
No, Quick was with the little rabbit.
It's so rich and thick and chocolate that you can't drink it slow. When it's quick, don't do me a... That's the saddest sound I know, because the rabbit drank all of it.
See? She knows all the little jingles. It's crazy.
How can I monetize it?
I know my baloney has a first name. It's Mayer.
Really?
Baloney
His first name...
Oh, wait. Osacr.
Oscar.
That. And I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say...
Why?
Because Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA.
Very good.
Neurons. So smart. You guys remember all those commercials? Oh my gosh. All right, so here's what's going on today. Missy over here had an epiphany while she was sleeping a couple of weeks ago. And she'll share with you what that was. It led to this really fun thing that happened all of last week.
Yeah.
And we have another thing coming down the pike, which is known as our 5-day energy event, sometimes known as a challenge, where we're going to challenge ourselves, all of us together as a community, and some new friends, to up-level our energy and really attain incredible levels of resilience. We're going to do a detox and a reboot. And it starts on August 3rd, so please put that on your calendars.
We'll email you things probably by next Tuesday.
Yeah, if you're not on the email list, oh well. No, you can send us an email, Satori, Satori, at Satori Method, and just say, hey, I was on the Trisbrina Show.
I want to come to the Energy Detox and Reboot event.
You can send us a message on Messenger, Facebook.
Or just write it in the comment.
And later we'll give you a link where you can just put it in, but we don't have that ready today. Yeah. Okay. So, you had a dream.
Well,
I had a dream.
A wonderful dream.
Oh, see, Papa. She goes Broadway, I go Martin Luther King. We are so different.
And yet not. Okay, so before I get to the dream, what I really want to say is that I'm more and more not pigeonholing and limiting the way that the universe can speak to me, the way that I hear my own inner guidance, however you want to say it, the way that I hear God's voice, the way that I hear the most highest aligned choice for myself. So I've been actively saying that at night when there's decisions to be made. Say I always make the right decision. I always know exactly what to do. Everything works out for me. The universe has my back. That I always know.
You're a good
I
coach
am
to yourself.
Yeah. So first I'm going to tell another story before I tell the dream, because I think it's really funny the way that you can get guidance and not to limit it.
So this is a way that you tapped into guidance, or it tapped into you?
Just how peculiar it can be. It's a very short story. So we are looking to move into a different home that has more square footage because we want my parents, Keith and Rita,
here too.
who may even be here on the
Not
chat,
yet.
not sure,
Not yet.
to be able to live with us. And so it needs more square footage and a particular layout, right? When there's going to be 5 adults and at least 2 dogs.
What did you just say? You snuck that in.
We work from home.
At least.
Like there needs to be some square footage and particular arrangements so that everyone feels that they have private space. So we've been looking at some homes so that we can downsize the other 2 homes into one. And we saw a home on Sunday?
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Saturday.
Okay, let's go with Saturday.
We'll go with Saturday. So we saw a home on Saturday, and it had so many beautiful things. It had outdoor decks, which is very popular in Austin because it's so hot here. You can be outside. And they were painted like a red. It was 3 layers, different levels to the deck because of the way the house situated. You could have a lower layer because the kind of sloped down, so there was an upstairs and a downstairs. Beautiful places to film Qigong. Absolutely beautiful place for Tristan to have his classes. The woman that owned the house was a painter, so she had built an art studio. So and the whole place was covered in gorgeous art, and the yard had all these sculptures. There's so many cool things about it, but it didn't have a layout that felt good for me, for everyone involved. And the woman that's helping us, the real estate agent, she was saying, you can knock that down, you can take that out, you can put a toilet here, you can do this, you can do that. And I just wasn't feeling it. And Tristan, he just saw those decks and he's like, this is good, this is really good. And the price was good. And they were asking me what I thought. And at the time, I kind of felt bad because I felt like I don't know. I have the data, I have the variables, but I just don't have an answer yet. And I didn't know how I would get the answer, but I just am trying to be in a place with asking to really know with all certainty, because I felt like it was not right, not the house. There was better.
This is really interesting how this unfolds.
There was more. And I felt kind of bad because he loved the deck, and the real estate agent was, saying, this house, if you get it, it's going to go up in value, $200,000 in just a few years. It's the cheapest house in the neighborhood. All these good things. Like I thought she was going to buy it. It was such a good deal. And then, so the next morning I woke up and I was still thinking about the house, and I picked up my phone. And the day before, one of my friends had sent me this like inspirational video to watch. And it was about 14 minutes long, and I had only watched maybe 12 minutes of it, and I had to stop it to do something. So when I opened my phone, there was a YouTube video that was played, except for the very, very end. And for some reason, I was like, I should finish that video. And I pressed play. It was probably 7 in the morning. And the first thing the person on the video said, who was obviously in the middle of a story, was, if that house was the right house for you, don't you think you would know it?
It's so weird, right?
I was like, what?
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 Huh?
And I was like, what? If that house was the right house for you, don't you think you would know it? And you've already put out the message for what is the perfect house, and you know that isn't it, so why are you even questioning yourself? And then the video was kind of over. And I thought, wow, what are the chances that I would have listened to a video, stopped it before that part, because it wouldn't have meant anything to me 24 hours before that, because I hadn't even seen the house or known about it.
Right.
And that I wouldn't have deleted it from my phone, and that it was still there wanting to be played.
At that spot.
At that exact spot.
Ooh.
And the fact that I was listening, and that I really heard that, so that I could just totally let go of the house. And it just felt like, thank you. I always make the right decisions. The universe has my back. And I felt like the team. I felt like the team was helping me. Mm-hmm. And yes, it was through a YouTube video. Somebody said, universe doesn't talk through YouTube. Did to me, through my phone. So not to pigeonhole how that communication happens. And then this past week, we did, oh, so much fun. I see Debbie's here. Debbie participated in it, and Bonnie. We did a 3-day boot camp where we were teaching people about on-camera confidence and how to get more clients, being on camera, how to do it on the outside, technically all the things, but then how to be it on the inside.
Right.
And people are loving it. And I'm so excited about it. I haven't had so much fun. I mean, the sessions went on so long. I mean, it was hilarious. I'm still laughing about Bonnie, the content constipation and the formulax. But so that idea, maybe 3 weeks ago, I think it was that long.
Yeah.
We had been playing with these programs. Go Live with Confidence, which is all the exterior things, and talking about these activators. And I had a dream.
I'll insert before your dream. We were confused a little bit or thrown off of our plan because of our data server crash and having to pivot, and that got put on the back burner. And so we weren't sure how it was going to happen. Insert guidance.
Yeah, and I've been really going to sleep at night ever since I shared on a Trisbrina Show maybe 4 weeks ago about how I had another dream that I was carrying a box of worries and then I put it on the doorstep of love and walked away. So at night now, if I wake up and I find myself worried, I'm like, no, you put that box on the doorstep of love. And then I just say, show me the best choice. Show me the highest choice. Let me know the highest direction that we can go in together. Meaning me, inner being, God, the path of love. And I had a dream with one of my grandfathers who, he actually died really young at 61. So I think I was a senior in high school. And so, there hasn't been a lot of communication in the last few years. But I had this dream and he said to me, he goes, why don't you do like a confidence kit? And put all the things in there together that people need. And I woke up and I thought, that's a really good idea, Clarence. And I told Tristan, I said, my grandfather says that we should do a confidence kit. And we kind of put it to the side. And then after like a week, we saw we were making these pages called Next Level Confidence Kit. And I'm like, oh, we actually used the idea and didn't even know we were using it because the seed got planted. So for me, that was through what seemed like a dream, possibility being shown to me through asking, how can I help people in this multitudes of ways all at one time? And no, not limiting, I'm going to get back, not limiting or deciding how the guidance will happen. Right. And then letting it go and letting it evolve. Right, because the kit, we kind of forgot about it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we totally did what Clarence said.
Seeds are always being planted, right? Consciously and even unconsciously. Vibration is determining the outcome. But vibration often, as you know, uploads, if you will, into an insight or a Satori, a very clear, that feels aligned for me. And so you start moving in that direction. I like to think of it as gathering data. I'm not sure exactly what I want yet, but I know it's kind of like that. And I start moving towards it. And then I get information and that gives me feedback and then I listen. You guys probably have a similar process, right? You put yourself in a lane and you just go exploring. And then you allow the universe to do its magical aligning of counterparts until it's like, it's a perfect fit. With the home situation, this has been such a beautiful experience to trust the intelligence and the abundance of the universe, because the mind aspect that I was referencing.
You mean with moving?
With moving, with looking for a new car, for a new job, a relationship, anything. As soon as you start getting closer to something, and it's the thing that salespeople understand about the brain, is your desire starts to percolate and you start to feel like, ooh, this could be good for me. When that starts to percolate, neurons are firing and neuropeptides are releasing, and right, all the hormones are kicking in, and the desire level is peaking up. And if they can take advantage of that, hopefully they don't manipulate, but if they can guide you in a direction, those chemicals and feelings and vibrations get stimulated even more and more and more. And so what I've noticed is when the limiting mind comes in, which is often stimulated by something called FOMO, fear of missing out, it makes you feel like, oh no, I have to grab this one right now because what if this is the only one? And so with looking at some of these homes, we'd walk in and it's like, oh my gosh, this is great. It just went on the market. We should probably put an offer. And you lose.
And it's going to go fast.
It's going to go fast, right? And all that nonsense starts to happen in your brain, and people know that, and so they use that. And I so do not want to subscribe to that way of living anymore, because then we choose things out of a place that is got some fear and stress in it, and the universe can do a better job than that.
Yeah.
The universe can line something way better up for us if we just would continue to trust. Now, sometimes the universe is knocking you over the head because you are in alignment. It's like, this is exactly what your vibration has been asking for.
Don't let fear hold you back.
Don't let fear hold you back. Thank you. And so it's really being in the sweet spot on either side of that and listening to that inner guidance marry itself with the outer manifestation, right? Sometimes it's not yet manifest, but sometimes it's right there looking you in the face, and you're like, oh, I don't know. I'd like to show you a little bit of a clip of the footage because I had FOMO kick in big time. So I'm going to show you, and you tell me if you notice.
Means of the house.
I want to show you the house. I filmed a little tour, and I just realized I had it on my phone, and so while we were here, I transferred it over to this computer, and I thought maybe it would be appropriate to share with you guys, because the lesson is you're going to see something. So I have, maybe you do this with when you want to get aligned to a thing, like what are all the pros and cons? What are we looking for? We need X amount of rooms. We don't know exactly how much space, but we need to be able to film our classes. We need to be able to have office space to do what we do. We need different situations. We need a nice environment for the family. We need things. We need stuff.
All the things.
And also we'd like an upgrade, right? Like more room for the cars in the garage so they're more protected, and a safe place for the dog. So you start listing out all the things, and then you got to kind of give it up and go, universe, you're so good at this.
Yeah, make it happen.
Can you just make this happen? But if you don't get clear on what you need, desire, want, wouldn't it be great? The universe is like, I don't know how to help you out here because you're not giving me anything.
Or how that would make you feel. So
go there
I'm going to
first.
say, for me, I don't need to know if it's a 2-story or a 3-story or if it has a basement or not. I want to know how I feel, that I feel free, I feel abundant, I feel privacy, I feel shared space, it's about how I feel.
So I love feeling good and then laying preferences on top of it. Because if you had two things that made you feel really good and then you could pick and they were slightly different, wouldn't you have preferences? And you go, well, that one actually makes me feel better, and I kind of like that opportunity. So I'm going to show you something that made me feel really good, and then I realized even though it's making me feel really good, there are things about this that don't work, and I must trust. You really got to trust that the universe has got this.
And because it's probably gone.
This is really cool. Okay. Okay, here goes the tour. So, super cute.
Fantasizing living here in a good way.
We did this years ago driving through Rancho Santa Fe. We've done it with different cars that we might like. We've done it with all kinds of things. The environment. Do we like this neighborhood? Do we like the stores? Does this make our energy go up? It's what we teach in the Satori map.
I hope it's playing.
It shouldn't be. It wasn't for a moment. It's what happens in the Satori map. We talk about being aligned to that love and that light, and then listening to the energy. Okay, so here we go. It'll be fun. Oops, wrong one. That's all my folders.
Don't look.
Sorry, guys. Apparently, the audio gets muted when we show the video, so I'm going to do it a different way.
Well, you could...
You got a better way to do it.
Okay.
Where I can keep my audio. You ain't going to stop me, computer. I have my methods. Okay. Coming right up. 1 second. You see all my... Oh.
The anticipation to get in this house is overwhelming. Now, we did see
Here we
two
go.
other houses before this one that were just awful.
I think you guys can hear us still. So it'll be a little choppy, but you'll get the gist of it.
So he's showing like what would be, you had to walk down those stairs to
From the
get to
street.
the front door.
I'm just showing
And
everything.
Remember, the woman is an artist, so you're going to see lots of paintings and sculptures, and you could get in the house without going down those stairs if you pulled in the garage. So that was the living room, I was thinking, could we turn that into a film studio? Would that be? And you can see outside that red deck already. Wait, oh, there he goes.
Oh, you guys are getting the whole tour here. It's kind of fun. So check this out. The person was an artist that had this home. So there's deck number 1.
Look at
Look
that.
outside, guys. There's actually a river that runs down through there. Yep, a river runs through it.
Now we're back at the front door, and then this was, whoop.
Sorry, I'm doing it really
He's so
fast.
excited. Look at all those paintings. So that would be probably the dining room that I was like, oh, that's a dance studio. We had to redefine everything.
So can you see how the FOMO would start building,
Look
right?
at those floors.
Nice floors.
And she still lives there. So like all these, the paintings were just
Here's
gorgeous.
a nice kitchen, right? And you're visualizing, you're starting to feel like, oh wow, what if this was the space? There's the countertops. I can speed this up if it's boring. I don't know. I have a feeling you guys like homes like we do.
Okay, got to see another deck. We're going to see another deck.
Barbara says having to go down to the main... Yeah, it's not great feng shui there. I did feel that. But it has other elements that make it work, and you'll see. Look at what happens to the feng shui here. They flip it. So here's deck number 2. Can you imagine? Repaint that. Talk about a dojo. Oh my gosh. And now look down here. There's actually a cave down there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And there's water runs through there.
So you could see, I really had to get the universe to scream that this was...
There's the cave. Look at the cave, guys. There's a freaking cave in there. Okay? So you can imagine, not boring? Okay, good. You can imagine during the winter and spring how much water would rush through there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say getting in that cave. I'm like, see ya.
The outdoor space is ridiculous, right? So there's another, that's the trash. I want you guys to see this one other spot.
The art studio?
The art studio upstairs. This is the master bedroom that you can get to from the deck.
From a deck.
Yeah. So you'd wake up in the morning and you'd have your deck.
Isn't she a fun artist? We heard
She's
she's like in her 60s and just paints all day.
Super
Wait till you
cool
see
and
the
funky.
studio.
Oh, I have to do this. So anybody ever had a walk-through closet?
It's like a what do you call it? A cove? Like it's a semicircle that you'd walk through the closet.
You're really getting a tour here, guys.
He was filming this to try to be like, Sabrina, this is it. This is like a study, and it was the room that they were saying that we could take the bookcases out and knock holes and make another master bedroom, but nah, not really.
Anybody need a oh, here's the garage. Okay, here's a very large laundry room. You could kind of put a bed in there, probably.
Yeah, it was so... And the closet was called a Christmas closet, just a place to store Christmas trees.
By the way, we did not buy this, okay?
Oh, look, I had this dress on.
This didn't happen today. getting a little dizzy.
This is an art room. I don't know if you guys can see. That table is just full of paintings that she's worked on. It was so amazing.
Yeah, I'm going really fast, guys, because we actually had to get out of the house by 5.
Because someone was coming to buy it.
And it was 4:55. So I'm going to stop it in a second, but you can kind of see what we were up against. So for me, the thing about all of this was...
Fun?
Oh my gosh, it checks so many of the boxes, right? So many things that for filming outside, for filming upstairs in a studio. The price was right. The
lack of neighbors.
Yeah, there's space around it. It actually has its own boat dock because it was down by the lake. It had a lot of boxes that you could check.
Came with a boat dock.
Came with a boat.
And because it was
boat.
the least expensive house in the neighborhood, that's always really good for resale. Remember they were saying, oh yeah.
But you can see, so Sabrina wasn't fully lined up. She's like, I don't know yet. I have to wait. I have to listen. And part of my brain was like, this is it. This is the one. This is it. We got to put the offer in before. And then I was like, drop it. Remember what you said. Universe, let's co-create here. And let's see what happens. And she got the intuitive hit. This is not the one.
No, the YouTube video.
The YouTube video definitely drove it home. But I knew driving home, as I was listening, as beautiful as it is, it wasn't the right place. There was one thing missing that I absolutely couldn't allow in my integrity. It would not have been right for Sabrina's parents. And I will not allow my own whatever to interfere with the whole, because we are a unit. Make sense? So... FOMO has its place, I suppose, to sometimes help us take action, but not from fear.
But we just super magnetized our desire by saying no. Yes to what's beautiful, but no, we really need these other elements. It provides great clarity and sometimes the contrast helps, but then you know what won't work. So it's all good.
It helps to spark ideas, feelings, aligned desire.
To see what an artist did so that she could paint. You couldn't see the room. It was a huge open space with bedrooms off of it, with just this massive table. And I don't even know how many paintings she was working on, and the way that she had stored her paint and had all this natural light coming in, the amount of love and creativity that must have been birthed in that room. And then when you went out back, the sculptures, she had these 2 giant feet in a ballet 5th position.
Mermaids.
There were mermaids.
She had a ninja turtle.
That kind of spewed water into a fountain.
Yeah, crazy.
It was tough to be like, wow, I want to move in and I want her to stay. Because that creativity in the space was so
It's such
amazing.
a delicate dance, isn't it? This divine dance of being inspired and yet so aligned to what's right. Because I know that if I ever force something, and I've done that in the past, I miss out.
Yeah.
It compromises the energy flow. Like Barbara was talking about feng shui and how when you go down, that's not always the best for feng shui. So it depends how it's designed, but she's right. Anyway, our life is feng shui. Our life is energy flow. And so you want to feel that path of least resistance and that flowing into, yes, a complete yes.
Yeah.
And so we got to trust that.
Yep.
We want to trust that fully.
And you never stop monitoring your feelings. Bonnie just said in the chat a little while ago that I have such great intuition. And I don't know that it's intuition, and sometimes until later, right? Because all thoughts feel like your own thoughts. So what thoughts are the ones that are totally aligned with your inner being, with the highest, and what thoughts are more random? That's the fun play. That's why meditation and Qigong are so important, because it allows, and being super creative, gets you so aligned, so there is a oneness, so that thought is not my thought, that thought, that dream, that inclination to say, oh, maybe there's something good on that last 2 minutes of that old video from yesterday. That seemed like my thought. Now I know that was like a co-created thought. That was intuition. Even the dream, it was co-created. A lot of times I have had dreams that then the thing happens. Well, I don't know when I have the dream that it's a dream that's about something that's going to happen until that thing happens. Then you're like, oh my gosh, I dreamt that was going to happen. So that's what makes it so fun, is you always get to choose trust, and you always get to choose listening more carefully and more delicately, and never closing the door. Right? The door is still open, always listening, always ready for the bird, assuming that the bird that's singing is telling me something, because it is.
Life's always giving us messages.
Every single thing that happens, if I assume that nothing is a coincidence and everything is the universe speaking to me, then it is.
I once heard, and I love this, that when you're listening for the answer, sometimes you'll get yes, just yes. And sometimes you'll get yes, but not quite yet. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you'll get a no, but it feels like no, because there's something more aligned for you coming. Mm-hmm. And to really trust.
Yeah.
So we're learning to live in that trust fully and not ever come from fear. That's why we're doing the 5-day energy challenge, to help everybody detox the disruptions and the things that pull them out of alignment, and that ability to hear and trust.
Yep.
We'll be doing a lot of moving meditation. We'll be doing standing qigong. We'll be moving the joints and opening up and freeing the body. We're going to do a deep dive into sitting meditation. We've got a lot of energy around building resilience, especially with what's happening in the world. We kind of have seen some second wave stuff happening. It seems like there's an extension to that, so let's stay resilient.
Well, we're also, society as a whole, with what the news is feeding us, with what we're hearing, it's like every day there's this many new cases, this many people are dying, this is scary, and people are watching that, so the money makers are making more of that. A lot of people are dealing with mood swings and depression. They say child abuse is up, domestic violence is up, divorce rates are up, weight gain is up. So many issues right now, because people don't know how to handle the information, and they're letting the information take them out of their center. Right. So exactly what we're talking about how to remain listening, that's what the energy expansion event does. Is it really helps you not be living in the external. Nothing has happened.
And Claire, what Sabrina's talking about, I really think is going to be a beautiful way to unlock that intuition fully. And it's not that you need to fix anything.
Yeah.
It's really just letting go more than anything of the old stuff that tends to stagnate the flow and block us. And then somebody else asked, is it too late to join? Joe, we're actually early for a change. We're 10 days before it starts. So no, you're not too late at all. We will send you guys links.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If you want to join, if you're a coach, teacher, healer, or someone who's bringing a business online or starting a business online and need to be in front of a camera, there is like 48 more hours to join us for that.
Right there. It's called Next Level.
Yeah. So even something like this particular program, I have a feeling about this program, and I'm ridiculously excited about it, right? I am ridiculously excited to share this. I can't wait to help people do this. I can't wait to share these ways that we have grown ourselves through. It's like personal development blends with performance arts, blends with marketing and energy, because it's
a fusion.
Some of the things that you have to do to really authentically be yourself require you to let go of some of the false things that you do right now. So all of the things that I uncovered in myself, trying to let go of the anxiety, to let go of judging, to be able to just really freely be me, had a lot to do with my spiritual awakening. So it feels like almost like I'm getting to sneak and really help people have more of a spiritual awakening through the excuse of being comfortable on camera. And that is just the most exciting thing. So exciting to help people, give people permission to play in their lives, to play with who they are, and then to let other people see them. So what my point was, that feeling that I have is the feeling of alignment. It feels really good. I feel so whole in doing this. But as far as like, sometimes you just have to assume, if you think, is this the right decision? You've just got to sort of decide. I'm going to decide that I always make the right decision, and you might have to just do that for a few weeks, and then you'll start getting more of a hang of, oh, I am being led to that. Because if you just always doubt what you feel, you'll never get to move forward.
Amen, sister.
I'm becoming a preacher like you.
I'm no preacher.
My mom always says to him, preach.
Don't give up. I heard what you're saying there, Joe. Sending love to you in Melbourne. Sending love to all the tribe. Getting excited about this energy challenge. Been really working on being someone who's living in the energy. That's why we talk about this all the time. We want to be people who walk the talk, you know? Like, we practice this every day. And then we play with you guys and hang out so that as a community, we can keep each other on the path. That's what it's about. So don't ever give up, no matter what. Don't give up. All right. Until next time, have a beautiful rest of your Thursday. And thanks for watching the Trisbrina Show. We'll keep it coming.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye now.